Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to the channel. This is DAZ Talks Thailand, and today we're talking about something very different, and that is wildlife. So today I walked outside, and right next to my car, just outside my back door, a beautiful green tree snake had got hold of one of my friendly geckos, and the gecko's been around a while. He's a very large lizard, and this tree snake had decided to have him for lunch. So what you're going to see in this video is that it's going to be nature. Okay, so if an animal eating another animal is going to upset you, then please don't watch this video. The gecko was already dead. The snake had finished him off via constriction, and so I didn't film that part. And then what we've done is we've just filmed the snake having his lunch, so you can see what happens there. This is all part of living in the tropics. We've got a lot of snakes, a lot of geckos, and so everything has to eat. So it's only nature. So if this is your sort of thing, have a look, and if you like it, subscribe, because I talk everything Thailand. So anyway, enjoy. Hi everybody. Well, as you can see today, this is quite a different video, and I've posted it because it's quite a natural event and unfortunately part of the food chain. Here in Samui, we live on an island that is a tropical island, and so these sort of things are going to happen. So this tree snake has grabbed and suffocated a large gecko, and I know this gecko because he hangs around my house quite a bit, and he eats little rodents, bugs, worms, everything else. And now unfortunately it's become his turn, as one day this snake will be eaten by a bird or a cat, and it'll move up the food chain to eventually the humans. So I find this thing quite normal. Everything has to survive, and I decided to film it, and I'm sorry because I actually just filmed it in the wrong format, just so I could get the best possible amount of footage on there. So I will stop talking and let you see how this tree snake eventually has killed his prey and is going on to now get it into his body so he can escape. We're getting more into how he's eating his prey, and you can see just there the head of the gecko has gone down first, and they do have a very large head. So now he's basically crawling onto his prey. So how he killed it was he suffocated it, constricted it. So he wrapped himself around the gecko, These are a non-poisonous, non-venomous snake, so he would have had to have somehow grabbed hold, maybe via a bite, and then wrapped himself, as you saw in the early part of the video. He was very tightly wrapped around the gecko, so the gecko eventually suffocated. And I saw this but didn't want to film the actual part where the gecko was in his last little bit of life. But at this point, the snake is fully concentrating on getting the job done. And as you can see, I patted the snake there. I just wanted to touch him because I knew he couldn't bite me because he's full of gecko. And this must be a very dangerous situation for the snake, because anything at this point could attack him and kill him because he's totally defenseless. And so I think he was a little bit concerned about me being around there filming him. But I was just wanted to get some footage for my own library. It's something you don't see very often. And this is right outside my back door. This tree is next to my car where I walk out my back door. So he was quite in the open, and I imagine was very nervous about getting his meal inside and then getting up into his tree. I did give him another pat. I just wanted to feel his skin. And, you know, other than he sort of shuddered a little bit, he wasn't too bad. And as you can see there, he's now making his body longer so he can obviously force the food down, because it's all in a one piece and they have quite a long tail, so he's got to get that down there as well. As you can tell, we are now at the very end where he's got the last bit of the tail in, and you can actually see how long that gecko was. It was a very big gecko, and as I said, he was always hanging around that area. I would come outside and he would be very arrogantly sitting there, so he was obviously a little bit overconfident. But what you'll see is the snake is squeezing every bit down, so that would be obviously breaking everything up, the bones and everything within the lizard. And he has a look at me like a warning look to say, what are you doing here? He's not very happy about me being so close. and there he goes. He looks straight at me as if to say, hey, back off or you're going to be next. And then he goes, okay, this guy looks pretty harmless, and decides to get on his merry way. So he continues to squeeze himself and squeeze the food down and get rid of it into a lower part of his body, his stomach obviously, and then he's going to make his great escape back up the tree. So I've never actually seen this snake. I've seen a few others, and they will come down for water out of the trees. Often if there's a puddle, we'll see them around the area, but it is part of Thailand. You know, the green snakes like this, and rat snakes are everywhere. A rat snake is a silver snake, and they just eat mice. So again, they can bite, but they don't have a venom, and I don't even know if these guys have teeth big enough or fangs big enough to actually make a puncture mark in you. And I don't think they're that sort of snake. He possibly could have been upset enough if I was close enough to try and strike me, because he would be very worried about me getting too close, and obviously whether I was going to attack him or not. But what I really liked was how strong their bodies are, because they've got no legs, or he's not being able to actually attach himself to the tree in any way here. He's just using the lowest part of his body to push himself up, and he's got a very big gecko inside of him, so he's just pushing himself up until, and as you can see, he curls himself there into like a question mark shape almost, so that he can relaunch and push and relaunch and push till he gets up to another branch. So that was my excitement for the day, and I'm sure a lot of you find it quite intriguing, and I'm sure a lot of you find it quite off-putting, and that's why we put a warning at the start of the video, so that you could click off, because I understand that geckos are quite a cute little creature, and nobody wants to see them meet their demise, but it's all part of nature, and that tree snake now has a feed to live another day. Hey, if you like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe. It'll really help us out.